Hello, welcome back. If you are watching this webinar, it means that you have received an email from the URJ with a username and a temporary password to log into the tent. If you have not received that yet, go back and view our first webinar, please, on how to request access. In order to log into the tent for the first time, either click on the link in the email you received or just go to the urj.sharepoint.com and you're going to be brought to this page, which looks like an Office 365 page. And whereas on my screen here, you see I already have my account set up here, when you log in, you're going to see an entry field for a username, and you're going to see an entry field for a temporary password as well. The email you received will have the username you've been assigned. Most usernames for the tent will be first initial last name at urj.net. If you're on the URJ staff, it will be your email address, which is first initial last name at urj.org. All non-staff participants in the tent are at urj.net. As we roll more and more user accounts out, we may need to stray from that first initial last name approach, but that will be the default. When you enter in your temporary password, you will be prompted to set up a permanent password. When setting up your permanent password, please note that it must have smaller case letters, uppercase letters, and numbers or symbols. As you type your password in, the tent will tell you if your password is defined as strong, and it must be defined as strong in order to accept it. When you log in and you've selected your password, you're going to be brought to the home page of the tent. In many ways, the tent is really built around you, who you are, and what expertise you have to share, and what you're interested in as well. While some of the content you see on the homepage when you log into the tent may not look exactly like this, the main parts that you will see are the blue band across the top with the tent logo and links to specific areas of the tent, along with links to our three primary sites. But for right now, I want to focus on you. And in the upper right hand corner of the screen, you will see your name. And if you click on your name, a small pull down menu will appear. Please select About Me, and you're going to go to your About Me page. This is my About Me page here, and you see that this is really where you can share information about yourself. When you go to this page for the first time, of course, it will be blank because you have not put any information in yet, but you're going to want to click the Edit Your Profile button here, and you're going to have lots of opportunities to share lots of information about yourself. There's really only a few things that we need you to share, but there are lots of opportunities along the way to share a lot more. And really, you should only feel comfortable. You, I'll go back on that. You should only share what you feel comfortable being able to share. But we will say that the more you share, the more robust, the more interesting of a place the tent becomes. The first thing we'd like you to do is to please share a photo of yourself. The photo of yourself should be professional in nature, and it should be a clear image of your face. And it may seem awkward to share a photo of yourself on a professional website like this, but you will see soon why that's such an important and nice thing to be able to do. Beyond that, the only things we need you to share, you'll see your name will already be there. If you click on the contact information page, if your email address is not there, please put that in. That's the only way that the tent can be in touch with you, and that's one of the two pieces of information we need. The other piece of information we need is on the basic information page, your job title, however you define that. If you're a clergy person or a professional in temple life, please do put your job title there. If you're on the board, if you're a committee chair, if you're a volunteer lay leader of some kind, please put however you define your role in your congregation there. Beyond that, it's up to you. And here you see we have more than 3 pages of information that the tent asks you for. Uh, we have our work phone here, a little biographical information about yourself. It doesn't need to be long, but just a little bit of background so we know who you are. So we can know you a little bit more is nice. And then ask me about is a preceded list that we have about different areas of temple life. What is your expertise? Why might somebody in the reform movement want to reach out to you? And you will see that as soon as you start to type in this field, a list is going to come up. So I used to be a youth group advisor in my previous life, and you see I put youth advisor here. I was an executive director as well. So if I start to type in the word I'm sorry, that box gets a little small. If I type in ADMI, you're going to see a list come up for admin, and I'm just going to pick the term that is the closest match to what I want to share, and then I can hit save all and close. But before I hit save all and close, I want to click on the contact information page here. Now here it asks you for your mobile phone. Again, if you want to share that, please feel free, but you certainly don't need to. It asks you for your fax, for your home phone. Again, these are all things you may share, but you don't need to. On the details page is a little bit more information about yourself. Please, if you want to share the date of your birth, I will tell you that I did come across somebody else in the reform movement who shares my birth date, and that was a nice little connection that we were able to make. Do you have any interest that you'd like to share? Please do put that here. Now, before you hit save all and close, whenever you see a dot 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 in the tent, that's always a sign that there's more there. And so if you click on there and go to newsfeed, this is where you can put in your follow tags. And for many of you, this might be a new concept. But when we put a hashtag in our comments in the tent, if we have it as one of our followed hashtags, we're going to get an alert that something that we care about was talked about. So again, I was a temple administrator before I came to work for the URJ. So, and I want to know when temple administration is being discussed in the tent because I may have some expertise to share there. So I'm going to type the pound sign or the hashtag sign, and I'm going to type ADM, and I see administration comes up. Or if I want to create a new hashtag, I just type the word that I care about, a word that's important to me. And now whenever somebody types hashtag administration in the tent, I'm going to get an alert. So now I'm going to hit save all and close. And it says your changes have been saved. So I'm going to hit OK. So now it brings me back to my profile page, and you see my email address is here, my phone number's here. So whoever wants to get in touch with me, they just need to look at my page and they see all of this information here. Now, the next thing you need to do in order to really get to work in the tent, one of the other pieces that's on everybody's page is sites. And if you hit the sites button, it's a page that keeps track of all of the sites that you join. And so when you join a site, a link appears on this page and it lets you easily go back to those sites. But how do I join the sites in the first place? How do I even know what sites are there? Along the top of the page, you're going to see this community directory tile here. And if I just click once on that tile, here's a list of all of the sites that we have that you can join in the tent. You'll see some of these sites are open, and those are sites that anybody who's in the tent can join. You do see that some of these sites are private. Those sites are usually built for our professional organizations that are affiliated with the reform movement that serves only the members of that organization. So sites like the ACC or the CCAR or PDRJ and on and on and on, they're all going to have their own sites, and you are not going to be able to join those sites unless you're a member of that organization. So our three primary open sites in the tent were designed in the spirit of Pirkei Avot. Upon these three things, the world is sustained: upon Torah, upon Avodah, and upon Gimilut Chasadim. And you can see what each of these sites is primarily built around. So say I'm interested in the Avodah site. I can just click on that link. Now, I already belong to this site, but if I didn't, you would see a blue box here that says join this community. And you would hit join, and then you would see that number increase from 51 members to 52. And I also want to hit follow this site too, because then it's going to make it appear on that sites page, and it will enable me to get email alerts about that page should I choose to receive those as well. So now we know how to set up our user profile, and now we know how to find our sites that we want to find and that we already belong to as well. Please continue to check back on this page for more helpful webinars and videos on how to use the tent. We are very glad that you are here.